Warning, this content may be disturbing to some audiences. Subscribe. If you dare. On a trip to the farm in grade 1, I saw a giant thing hanging below one of the horses and I grabbed it with my full fist and yelled at the farmer, "What's this?" Hey everybody, welcome to ANECDOSED. People ask Reddit. What is your most embarrassing story of elementary school? Number 1. I was in first grade and it was my first year in the United States after emigrating from South Korea. Had sloppy joes for lunch, my Korean stomach couldn't handle it so I pooped my underwear. My dad had to come and give me a shower in the boys' bathroom sink. Couple of boys came in, saw that I was naked and getting washed, and promptly left. Number 2. On a trip to the farm in grade 1, I saw a giant thing hanging below one of the horses and I grabbed it with my full fist and yelled at the farmer, "What's this?" It was its dick. I grabbed a effing horse's dick. I'm lucky to have not been mule kicked by the poor thing. Number 3. Commenter. I invited my entire 6th grade class to my birthday party at the bowling alley. I gave each person individual invites 2 weeks beforehand. We rented a room, had food catered and a big ice cream cake and 15 gift bags. Not one person showed. I cannot imagine how my parents felt at the time. But try attempting to explain to your classmates on Monday morning how the party went. In retrospect, I should have given my invites to their parents. Also, it appears my school system was different than most, I guess. Elementary school, kindergarten 6th. Middle school, 7th 8th. High school, 9th 12th. Person B. Pretty much the exact same thing happened to me, except instead of them not turning up, the teacher, my year 5 nemesis mother, sent out a mass message to all the people in the class telling them the date had been changed. The date has not been changed. She was just mad I didn't invite her kind of a son. Person C. The same happened to me in the 3rd grade. Only my neighbors showed up out of the 30-something kids that were invited. However, I have a birthday in July, so since then I held my parties in June when school was ending so vacations wouldn't get in the way. Person D. One of my most vivid childhood memories was not being invited to a party that one of my friends had at a hotel. Come Monday morning, it was all they talked about. Out of our friend group, I was the only one not invited. I went out to dinner with my parents who didn't know at the time, and cried at the table. Even now, I remember that feeling of systematic exclusion and rejection, and remember how utterly ashamed of myself I felt. It was the worst feeling. Number 4. There was a speaker who came to our class and we were all sitting on the floor listening. It was a small room so we were really close to each other. Well, I started coughing really hard and ended up projectile vomiting my prison grade chicken fillet sandwich all over the back of the girl's head in front of me. I got up as fast as I could, but not before my chocolate milk decided to make an appearance. I covered my mouth, but my hand turned into a vomit sprinkler nozzle, spraying everyone within 3 feet of me. Halfway through the sprinkler show, I realized what was happening and removed my hand. I dumped the rest of my load, giggity, into the lap of the kid I was standing above and then ran out of the classroom. In all, the vomit massacre of 1999 claimed the shirts and hair of around 6 people. Number 5. I have 2. I once fell out of my chair rapping about tectonic plates for an assignment. It wasn't a good day. A year later, I pronounced Niger, African nation, as the racial slur. The best part was the person who tried to comfort me first was a large black man who kept asking me what had happened. That wasn't a good day either. Number 6. Commenter. In 2nd grade I was in gym class and our teacher made us do jumping jacks. I told him I had to use the bathroom and he told me to hold it in, so I tried and then shit myself, a lot. I had diarrhea and it was awful. I had to get sweatpants from the office. It was the longest cowboy walk I've ever done. Person B. Once in 6th grade football, I had a sudden urge to poop, and had to shuffle to the gymnasium bathrooms inside, a few football fields away. I made it all the way to the toilet, but as I was going to sit down I completely unloaded this huge muddy dump into my pants and drawers. The undies were beyond hope, but I rinsed the jockstrap and pants pretty well in the sink. Still had like an hour of practice after that too. Person C. My story isn't me with diarrhea, but slightly pooping my pants in about the 3rd grade. The teacher kept refusing to let me go and then we went to the library, was one inside the school, for a reason I don't recall. Though we were passing the restrooms, she still was being a bitch and wouldn't let me go. I ended up slightly pooping my pants, mostly stained the hell out of my underwear, and the librarian took pity and wrote me the pass to go get cleaned up. Number 7. When I was in 2nd grade I went into the slide of all slides train style. First my cousin, her friend, me and the new girl in that order. During the descent I farted, and it wasn't just a mere fart, I sharted. I sharted so goddamn hard it shot up my backside. I mean, by God, I was drenched. When we finally reached the bottom of the severity of the situation hit me, I shit all over the new girl. She cried and ran to the office. I did the only thing I could think of. I hid in a bathroom stall and wept for the rest of the day. My cousin told the office what happened and my father picked me up. Number 8. It was a long time ago and the only thing I remember about first grade. We had a bathroom break during class, and in the boys' bathroom they had this tub that you pissed in and about 4 kids could be peeing in it at once. Kinda weird they had such a thing now that I think about it. I remember unzipping my pants and almost starting to pee when the kid next to me ends up pissing on me somehow. Of course, I admittedly took this as a threat, and without hesitation, I retaliated with my dick and started pissing all over that kid, and he started pissing back at me. Both of us hit a few other kids during the process. I got him on his face and shirt pretty good, and he ran to the teacher to tell me about our piss war. Needless to say, I got into a lot of trouble and my Humpty Dumpty had a great big effing fall. Each kid had a Humpty Dumpty with their names on it, and when you got in trouble the teacher would slowly make Humpty Dumpty fall off the wall. Mine went straight off the wall for the week. I don't think I was as embarrassed as much as my parents were though. Number 9. First grade, I was playing with dolls with my friends during an after-school care program, and we placed Ken and Barbie together in a room. Then when my friend was walking her doll to their room I screamed, "Stop. They're having sex." So that her doll would not walk in on them. Instead the whole room stopped what they were doing and got really quiet. To break the silence, a 4th grader guy commented, "Now that's what I'm talking about." When I look back at this, I don't think dolls should be doing this at that age. Number 10. In 3rd grade, I went to the restroom, and couldn't get my pants back on. I was stuck sitting on the floor for about an hour. In 2nd grade, I was sent to the principal's office for creating an ant farm on my desk. I took my pencil case out during recess, filled it with sand and ants, and brought it back in, promptly showing my teacher. I was sent to the principal's office during lunch, and he actually laughed and found the whole situation very humorous. My teacher, on the other hand, who was very pregnant and very evil, did not. I also fell in the toilet several times during my elementary school career. Number 11. Commenter. I peed my pants in 5th grade. I started laughing so hard I shit my pants. Person B. I shit my pants in kindergarten while we were waiting in line to leave and get on the buses. Someone asked what that smell was. I said no idea, but it is terrible. Waddle to the bus. Sit alone waiting for my stop. Waddle off the bus. Waddle on home. Throw underwear full of poop in the garbage. Don't remember anything that happened after that. Really wish I could remember my mom's reaction or something. Person C. I did this and it wasn't my fault, 5th grade as well. I was at the urinal and a kid came from behind me and shook me violently, causing piss to go everywhere, my pants, my shirt, everywhere. My teacher let me borrow an extra shirt he had, so I had that, and it was long so it covered my pants too. Number 12. My 5th grade teacher allowed us to bring in records from home on Fridays to be played in the afternoon in the classroom. I had overheard some guys saying someone should bring in Disco Duck, and I didn't get they were actually making fun of it. I had that record, so I excitedly brought it in thinking I would be really cool. The boys I thought were going to love it started to tease me until I cried. In fact, other kids joined in, as I then learned everyone thought that was a stupid album. The teacher caught wind of this and scolded them, then made us listen to it. I was mortified. I remember the whole classroom sat in silence while that damn Disco Duck song that was a takeoff of Macho Man played. I would have been happy to cut my losses, take the record home and lick my wounds, and in some ways I think it was nice what the teacher did in sticking up for me. I wasn't usually a teased kid, but I felt awful. Number 13. I grew up in a very small town and was a huge tomboy. I really wanted to play t-ball, but there wasn't a girls' team. Me and a couple of my tomboy girlfriends convinced our daddies to get us into the boys' team so we could play. It was great. I played first base. The catcher, I forget his name, had a big crush on me. Before one of our games, he walked over to first base and kissed me. I was so embarrassed and didn't know what to do, so I took off my glove and threw it at his stupid face. Gave him a bloody nose. He cried. I was so mad at him, but when he started crying, I started crying because I felt so bad. They had to postpone the game. Nobody in my hometown will let me forget it. Number 14. Commenter. I pooped my pants in 2nd grade. Apparently it was a small firm round turd. This turd proceeded to roll out of my pants and onto the floor. For whatever reason our teacher decided that we should all pick up all of the stuff off the floor that day. Student finds my turd, shows it to my teacher. Neither realize what it is. My teacher actually sniffed it, and still didn't realize it was a turd, though it was candy. I cringe so hard thinking about it now. Person B. I was in grade 4 and I hated using public toilets out of fear somebody would kick the door in or something. I had to shit so bad it really hurt, and it was only lunch break. Our class usually hung out together, and I was sitting at the baseball diamond when it happened. I produced the largest fecal cake in my life. I was relieved, scared, and sad all at once. It was horrible. Even worse, I was wearing gray sweatpants, now with a fresh brown stain all over the ass. I had to think quickly. The bell just rang and I had to stand up. Once everybody else was ahead, I made my way to the school with my sweater cleverly wrapped around my waist. I make my way to the office and speak with the secretary. I feel sick and need to go home. I told her as sick as I could. She calls my mom, but no answer. She tells me to lay down in the sick room, so I do. I was too embarrassed to tell anyone what happened. I'm sure they knew. End of the day comes, and I get told to go to my classroom to collect my homework, so I do. I'm scared shitless. I walk in the room and immediately the class erupts in laughter when this dick screams, my name, shit his pants. And no. I just fell in mud. I exclaimed as I grabbed my books and left. What made things worse? I was the new student in the class that year. I left my shit-stained mark in that school. Such a shitty school experience. Make sure to share your personal story in the comments below and have the opportunity to be featured in a future video. Also, if you like these topics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to continue seeing more content like this every day. See you next time.